Alright, so today we're going to make some pork vindaloo. We're going to just have a little taste of India. For pork vindaloo, what we need is just enough oil to coat your pan. You need 2 pounds of pork. You can use pork butt, pork rib. Just get all the fat off and dice it large like you would for a stew meat. 3 to 4 onions, finely diced. And about ½ pound of potatoes. You want to peel and you want to parboil them. You need 2 tablespoons garlic ginger paste, just enough salt to taste, whatever your preference is. You need 1 tablespoon cumin, 4 tablespoons coriander, 4 tablespoons turmeric, 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and 1 tablespoon garam masala. However, that's only found in specialty stores, and if you don't feel like finding it, you can do what we did and use 1½ teaspoons coriander and 1½ teaspoons red pepper flakes. First things first, we want to coat the bottom of our pan with just enough oil. We want to pan sear, not fry. So let's turn our oven on to high and let it be happy for about a minute. Alright, and how we want to test our oil to see if it's hot enough to sear our pork so it can get nice and brown, we just take 1 piece of meat and run it across the bottom of your pan. And you want to hear that sizzle sound. Alright, we hear that noise, so we know we can throw in all of our pork, and we're just going to cook it until brown, and then we're going to remove it from the pan. While that's searing, we're going to go ahead and add in the turmeric, the 4 tablespoons of turmeric. Now my advice to you is be very careful because this will dye everything yellow. You want just enough salt to taste. You can season it later, so we can throw in some for right now just to get it going. Go ahead and stir that around. Alright, so we've let our pork sit in there for about 3 to 4 minutes, just long enough for it to brown on all sides. And we're going to remove it and we're going to let it rest. Because if we just let it sit in there, it's going to get too tough. And it's not going to be very enjoyable whenever it comes time to enjoy dinner. We're cooking everything in one pan. We're going to develop all of those flavors. Basically why we added the turmeric and the pork into our oil is we flavored our oil. So we're going to continue flavoring and continue developing those flavors. And we're going to add in our onions straight into the pan. And we're going to add our garlic and ginger paste. And you want to let that saute just until a light brown, which is going to take about 7 to 8 minutes on medium heat. Give that a stir, turn that all nice and yellow and delicious. Just let it saute, 7-8 minutes. So after our onions start to turn translucent to a light brown, we're going to go ahead and add in our tomato sauce, tomato paste. And all of our spices. There goes our cumin, our friend coriander, and our replacement garam masala for now. We're just going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes. You're going to kind of see the oil come to the top of the pan. So just stir everything in. It smells delicious. It really, really does. That's what I love about Indian food, is that it's a lot of powerful flavors, and it wakes up your taste buds instantly. And we'll give that about 10 minutes. So our oil's starting to come to the top, so now is when we want to throw in our potatoes and our pork. Just throw that right back in. Get all that lovely juice in there. And now, this is supposed to resemble a stew, a thick stew. However, ours has simmered a little too long to get to where we need to be. It's a little dry, so we're going to add about a cup of water. And we'll just let that cook on through. Now that you've added everything in, give it a nice stir, and we just let it sit here for about 30 to 40 minutes till your potatoes are completely tender and your pork's tender. And you can do a final season with salt and pepper if you want. Until then, just, you know, cover it, stir occasionally, and let it be. Alright, our pork vindaloo is ready to enjoy, so we're just going to turn it, heat off, remove our lid, put it in some bowls. Make sure we have plenty of potatoes, plenty of pork, all that stewy goodness in there. And it's time to eat.